Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to be putting on our corn pre-plant today. I'm in the sprayer here. I'm headed to a farm I left off on Sunday. On Sunday I was working on getting this thing going, working out all the bugs and everything. Did all that off camera, but today we're going to be hitting it hard. So I'm almost to the field here. We'll get unfolded and we'll get started. Okay, and this is the pass that I left off on, so I'll just take off on this. I ran empty about halfway through here, so I'll go ahead and take off right here. Well, of course, nothing seems to want to work today, even though it was working perfectly fine on Sunday. For some reason, I can't get it to hold rate or hold pressure. I mean, it's making pressure. It should be enough pressure for it to spray, but only like half the boom seems like it's working fine, and the rest of the nozzles are all just dripping and barely working. So I'm gonna have to hop out and take a look. I don't know what's going on. I've tried bumping my rate up manually. I've tried everything. I don't know. I've tried closing my recirc valve. Sometimes that'll make you lose pressure. That didn't seem to fix it. I went back and forth a couple times, letting it just drip, seeing if it would prime the pump up if for whatever reason it wasn't primed. And I don't know, that helped a little bit with some of them, but some of them are still dripping. So I'm gonna get out and just check the nozzles and see if I can find anything. I don't know if some of the nozzles are plugged up from sitting overnight, if something settled in there. I don't know. Well, I just took a row that I knew wasn't spraying good. Took the screen out, and I think maybe you can see what our issue is. That screen is completely plugged up, and it's actually like half frozen. It did get pretty cold last night, so that might be part of our issue. Our nozzles might actually be getting froze up. The screens might be froze from last night, so it can't make it. It can't get any spray out. So I'm gonna have to go along and probably wipe all these screens out. Just to get any of the little frost ice and any of the, I mean, a lot of this is just junk on there, old chemical sediments and stuff. So I'm gonna have to get these all wiped off probably to get this to spray. So I'll get back to you when I get done with that. Okay, it is way too cold to stand out there and do that out here, so I'm actually gonna take it home, pull it in the shop where it's heated. Hopefully that'll help warm this thing up a little bit too. We really didn't think it was gonna get that cold last night and the night before, whatever. Really didn't think, it's supposed to get cold, but I didn't think it'd get below freezing and really cause any issues with this thing. Guess in retrospect, we should have maybe put it in the shop overnight, I guess, but I don't know. I'm gonna run it home. We'll go along and might even take the heat gun and try and heat up all those nozzle bodies and stuff, get them all warmed up, because it was froze up inside there, even past the screen. So I'll see you when we get back. Okay, we're back in the field now. Got everything going again and spraying. We just had to clean all them screens and nozzle bodies out. They're just getting frozen, plugged up, and so that's all it was. Guess now we know we can't leave it outside at night if it's gonna be cold. We didn't really think it was gonna get cold enough to matter, but I guess we were wrong. But everything's working good now, so we're just gonna keep on going here. I'm working on that 240 that I was doing on Hydroson in the last video with all the terraces and stuff. So working on the 60 acre piece here that's pretty open. Just got an acreage out of it or whatever, but pretty open. So going back and forth here, and then I'll get started working around the terraces and stuff. thing had been working pretty good today. Finally had a problem, unfortunately. Was backing into this corner here, and there's this little white, it's like a plastic post or whatever, PVC pipe, whatever, backing into the corner here, and just tapped it with the boom, didn't think anything of it. You know, I was trying to get as close to the end row as I can to get it, make sure we kill any weeds all the way in the end rows. And what are the chances that it would just happen? It snapped this little piece off. This is my fence row nozzle, so luckily I don't really need this one all the time. I just use it on the fence rows. You put on a little extra rate on the end rows just to make sure you kill any weeds and stuff in the end rows, make sure that, because that's where most of your weed pressure is. But what are the chances just break the, I mean, it's just a really old plastic connection in here, so I suppose probably didn't take much. It probably just happened to tap right here and snap that off. So I'm probably just gonna see if I have a zip tie or something. Maybe I'll zip tie it up here like this, and I just won't be able to use my fence row nozzle, which sucks, but I am glad that when I came out here it wasn't the actual main boom or anything. Good to go. It's been a little while since I picked up the camera. Getting kind of dark out now, but we got one field here that we want to go around while the wind is in the direction it is, because tomorrow it's going to be blowing the other way, and we want it to be blowing the way it is now to keep us away from an acreage and some other grass and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and border this farm tonight while I can here. It's getting a little dark, but should be able to get back before it gets too terribly dark. This thing doesn't have the greatest lights on it, believe it or not. So I'm gonna get this done and then I'll be done for tonight. And there we go. Got that 120 done that I started last night. So we'll head over to, we got 1/4 left, another 1/4 left, and an 80. That'll be it for our corn prees. All right, made it back home with the sprayer. We are done with our corn pre-plant. So I'm gonna pull this thing up to the shed and just fill this up with some water, run the rinsers in the tank and everything, get everything cleaned out, run water through the booms and everything until it's all cleaned out, just to get as much of this chemical out as we can before we switch to another one later on. And then I think I'm gonna go take over in the soil finisher for a little bit. Dad's in it right now. And he's gonna work on some stuff here at home. I'm gonna jump in the finisher, and then I'll head over and I'll probably do my field over on the blacktop or the 40 across the road, one of those two that we did first with the anhydrous and the chemical. So I'll get back to you guys when I'm in the finisher. All right, out here in the finisher. I'm gonna finish up this farm that Dad was working on. Not very much left here. Just a couple rounds and then the end rows a little bit here. And then I'm gonna go do my 80 on the blacktop over here. And I'll do that and finish that up tonight, and then that'll be it for today, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. right, everybody, today might be the day. I'm getting the planter out here. I'm in the pickup, got the seed tender here. We're gonna pull this out back and get loaded up with some seed and see if we can get the planter ready to go. The wind sure don't ever quit around here, does it? Got one seed there. It's really hard to find the trench when it's as dry as it is right now. Normally it's a little bit wetter. There's a lot of, you can really tell where the trench is. Here, all the ground just seems the same. There's one there. And so if I try to get a depth on that, we're going to be a little bit deeper than 2 inches, which is just about perfect. The other thing I'm going to check here is our shutoff. So we have an Enduro pass here, and the pass Dad just made here. And so I'm gonna make sure that when he came into this Enduro pass that they got shut off. So you can see right there's a kernel. Our row is right here. So I'll keep going here. Oh, there was another one right there. And as you can see, I'm not really finding anything now. And that's where that row is, so it should shut off a little before there. So I found that one last seed right there. So it looks like the shutoffs are working good. All right, guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video real quick to tell you guys about a special that Agzaga has going on right now. If you go to agzaga.com and pick up some net wrap, such as this Bale Tough Freedom Wrap, it's got the American flag on it. Looks pretty cool, I think. Or Baler twine and maybe some other stuff on there. And you use my code, which is on screen right now. You'll get free shipping, and you'll get a free made in the USA 3x5 American flag. So head over to Agzaga, use my code, save yourself the shipping, and get yourself some net wrap. They sent me this roll. I'm gonna try it this year, see how I like it. Should look pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a test and compare it to what we use now, which is our New Holland wrap. So it'll be a good comparison this year, and who knows, might end up running that next year. Thank you to Agzaga, and let's get back into the video. All right, Dad finished up here at home, and we filled up with the second box on the seed tender. He took off to go do my field over on the blacktop. So now I'm switching boxes here on the seed tender. So I'm gonna get switched over to what we need for the next couple fields. Alright guys, it's been a little while since I picked up the camera, but I'm out here in Soil Finisher right now. Took over running this at about 4 o'clock or so. It's about 8:40 now. Been working here, doing this 60 acres here. Gonna be done for tonight when I get done with here. Next place we're gonna move, I'm not gonna get done tonight, so no point even starting here. Dad is still running the planter here. He's working on that. He just got done with that 80 that he started when I last was talking to you guys, and he's moving over to a 40 right across the road from our house. So he's gonna get that one finished up tonight, and then we're gonna start again in the morning. Always a race against the weather. Dad's not quite done with that field yet, planting, but it is pretty much pouring here. Oh, there's the lightning. Big storm. We thought maybe we'd get done before it, and we really didn't think it was gonna amount to much. We figured it'd be kind of just a light sprinkle, but obviously we were wrong. It's quite the storm. We got the shed doors closed here. Dad's gonna pull the planter in the shop whenever I don't know if he's gonna try and finish that here in the rain or if he's coming home, but anyway, get back to you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. Got quite the storm last night, really. When I left you guys off, it was raining pretty hard, but that didn't last too long. By the time I was in the house and everything, that had pretty well quit. But we got two more big storms kind of rolled through overnight. I actually slept through both of them. I never heard them, but got a lot of straight line winds in the first one. Very windy, very strong winds. Obviously some rain and hail and stuff with that one too, but nothing too bad, at least not in our area. And then the second one came through, and then that one gave us a lot of rain. I'll check the rain gauge here in a second, see how much we actually got. But in the winds, we had this bulk bin here blow over. This is actually the second time it's blown over this week. We've never had that blow over. It's been sitting there for probably a couple years. We use it for when we crack corn. It's got a hole in the side of it, and it's like we use it as a funnel. I don't know. I'm sure I'll show you in a video someday. But anyway, that blew over here a few days ago, or I don't know when that was, a week ago or whatever. We had straight line winds. They weren't really that bad, and it blew over. But blew over again last night, right after we tipped it up, of course. And we got just some tile. You can't even probably see it all the way back there. Some tile blew around, and like our grill and stuff blew around. But we never really got anything too bad here. We're on the south edge of it. A lot worse the further you go north here. So, but we're out of power this morning. A lot of power outages and stuff in the area. Pretty much all the surrounding towns and everything. Nobody had power. Ours came on this morning right as we were going out the door. We thought we were going to have to hook the generator up and stuff. And right as we were walking out, the power came back, so we didn't have to do that. And the rain gauge is empty. Dad already emptied it, apparently. So I'll have to ask him what we got. We're actually going to go get in the car and maybe go drive around, look at some damage, since it's too wet to plant now or anything. So probably do that, and might put out some bedding for the cattle and stuff. And we'll see what happens by this afternoon. We got some work to do on the planter. Maybe we'll get to. I guess we'll see what happens. you guys see that hole there, we got a corn cracker with like a conveyor belt on it, you know, that shoots out into a pile. We put all our cracked corn into this feed bin here. So the reason we have this made, so we can funnel the cracked corn coming out of the cracker into an auger so that we can fill this bin. This just sits here until we're ready to crack, and like I said, this is the second time it's blown over now in about a week. So looks like it didn't take too much damage. Okay, we got the truck out now here this afternoon, getting that loaded up with corn. We're gonna crack some corn into our feed bin here tomorrow. So I just got this switched over from the gooseneck to the grain trailer here, get that ready to go and everything, and we'll crack corn tomorrow. I'll show you guys how we do that. Okay, we got about 3 loads put into the bin. I didn't quite get it completely full. It's down like a ring, or just a little less maybe. But it's gonna be good enough. That'll last us quite a while. We're taking everything down right at the moment, and we'll see. I might wash the truck here this afternoon or something. It's still a little too wet to be out planting or doing any field work yet, but I'll get back to you guys later. Man, did last week fly by. It's already Sunday, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. Dad got that field finished yesterday, actually. It ended up being dry enough in the afternoon. He went out and got that finished up, planted. So we got that 40 across the road is actually finished. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.